Washington Post calls for Hillary Clinton to replace Kamala Harris. They said she can keep the country on track if Biden needs to step down. Wow, wow, wow. So leftist Washington Post is talking about replacing a person of color, Kamala Harris, with a white woman. How do you think that's going to play out with the leftists, the DEI leftists, the only see color leftists? How do you think that will play out in the Democrat Party with their base if they replace a so-called black woman? We all know she's part Indian too, but a so-called black woman replace a black woman with the white woman. How do you think that's going to happen? What do you think that's going to do to the party? I'm all for it though. I'm all for it. Let's go. So we're gonna talk a little bit about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. Has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. All right, so let's talk about this news. This comes from Slay News' The Great Frank Bergman. And he reports that the Washington Post has called on Democrats to replace Vice President Kamala Harris on the party's 2024 ticket with twice failed presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. Why would you want to replace? I mean, again, we get it. I get it. Kamala Harris is incompetent. She's unlikable. But I don't know if Hillary Clinton is any better than Kamala Harris because Hillary Clinton is unlikable too. Women do not like Hillary Clinton. And she's twice failed. She ran for president twice and didn't make it. So why? They love supporting losers. I don't understand the Democrat Party at all. But the article goes on to say that in a new article, the left-wing newspaper argues that Clinton would be best suited to, quote, keep the country on track in the likely event that Democrat President Biden needs to step down. But why would he need to step down? According to the mainstream media, behind the scenes, he's on fire. He's doing great. We just don't get a chance to see that. But because behind the scenes, he's full of all this energy and all these other lies that the mainstream media tells us. Why would he need to step down? Right? See, they contradict themselves. Interestingly, the Post appears to believe that if Biden does make it to Election Day and manages to beat President Donald Trump, then he won't complete another term. Alarmingly, the outlet is apparently advocating for Hillary Clinton to replace Biden as POTUS. Quote, no one has mentioned her as a possible running mate for Biden as far as I know, but why not replace Harris with Clinton? Washington Post reporter Kathleen Parker argues, quote, at 76 mind you, she might want no part of it, but it's hard to retire when you feel your job isn't done, Parker wrote. I mean, that's all Hillary Clinton wants is to become president. She don't care about any means, you know. So at 76, she's still around at 100. At 100, she would still run for president. But she continued by arguing that Clinton is one of the few leaders in the Democratic Party who has enough respect and, quote, relative centrism. Are you kidding me? To be a serious contender to replace Harris. I think they're just throwing these things out here to see what the public say first. I think that's what this is. This is normally how they do it. They get a reporter and they put out this thing like this to get a feel of what the zeitgeist is, and then they make decisions after that. I think that's what this Washington Post article is. But it says, quote, if Biden needs to step down, even those who didn't vote for Clinton would have confidence in her ability to keep the country on track, Parker wrote. No, we don't. The Post goes on to describe Harris as a, quote, significant obstacle to Biden's victory in November. Why is that? Harris continues to suffer from poor polling that has only been worsened by her lackluster performance in office, the Post notes. But wait a minute. The mainstream media is saying that Harris is great. We're not giving her a chance. It's because she's a female. We're calling her names by calling her incompetent. No, none of those things are true. But according to this Washington Post article, she is terrible. Again, they contradict themselves all the time. But, quote, more independents and disenchanted Republicans might swing for Biden if it weren't for the prospect of a President Harris, not because of her sex, race, or any other demographic category, but because of her competency or lack thereof, Parker wrote. Again, so it's okay for them to say it. If I say she's incompetent, oh, it's because she's a female. I'm a racist. I'm anti-feminist. All these other labels they give me for calling her incompetent, but then they go and do the same thing because they want to replace her with Hillary Clinton. They know she's incompetent. All you have to do is sit down and listen to her interview, and listen to her talk off the cuff. She doesn't really know anything. She's a dummy. And I hate this. I hate this. I hate it. I hate to say it because it sounds like an ad hominem attack. And oh, she's a lawyer, so how can she be stupid and all these other things? But she just is. But other than Clinton, Parker also argues that possible replacements for Harris would include Michigan Democrat Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Oh my God, look what she's done in Michigan. The lock him down, Whitmer. Imagine her running the country in another pandemic. We will be shut down forever. And Senator Tammy Duckworth, Democrat from Illinois. I don't really know much about Senator Tammy. A quote, the question now is, how risky would it be for Democrats to replace her? Parker asked. Very risky for the fact that you would piss off the black people, the black vote, which you already have a majority of, but you're losing that. You're still losing the minority vote to Trump in historic numbers, and then you will piss them off even more by getting rid of the black woman. But I'm like I said, I'm all for it because I want to see what happens to the Democrat Party when they try to get rid of Kamala Harris. But quote, some worry that a change would jeopardize black votes. Again, that's what I was just alluding to. It was never clear, however, that Harris was a draw for black American voters, even if some black women celebrated her rise, the columnist wrote. It's true, but now you would piss these people off, even though they didn't vote for her because she was a black. You would go and you would still piss these people off because she's now in office and she's black, and you're talking about getting rid of her. So of course you would piss people off, even if they didn't vote for Biden because of Kamala Harris. But Parker is not the only columnist, I almost say communist, Freudian slip, to suggest a slate of candidates to replace either Biden or Harris before the election. New York Times columnist Russ Douthat suggested in February that Whitmer or Pennsylvania Democrat Governor Josh Shapiro could vie for the Democrat nomination if Biden dropped out. Again, Whitmer, why do they give Whitmer credence like that? I don't understand. She's a terrible governor. There has been no official confirmation from the Democrats that Biden or Harris will be replaced on the ticket. Biden has already clinched the Democrat nomination after defeating minimal opposition in the primaries. However, as Slate News reported Monday, Washington, D.C. insiders have been hearing that Democrats are planning to replace Biden. Again, why would you need to replace Biden? He's a pillar of health. He behind the scenes, he's just smoking. He's great. Republican Rep. Anna Pauline Luna has revealed that lawmakers on Capitol Hill are being told that Biden is going to be replaced as the Democrats' presidential nominee. In addition, Luna revealed that, quote, we're hearing Democrat Vice President Kamala Harris is planning to run for governor of California due to the shift in the presidential ticket. So a lot of people realize that Joe Biden is not going to be the nominee, which is from what we're hearing on Capitol Hill, Jesse. You know, Representative Colley have reported that Kamala Harris is actually eyeing a run for California governor because of that, Luna said. She added, quote, it appears that our colleagues are trying to put guardrails on a 2024 presidential election with President Trump. And also what you're seeing is, according to our polling, you know, Jesse, as well as I do, that they've been trying to really paint Republicans as anti-women, and they're trying to push an abortion crisis right now. And the elections and I don't really think that's the case. I don't get that point there. Let me see. Let me read that again. Sorry. They've been trying to really paint Republicans as anti-women, and they're trying to push an abortion crisis right now with the elections, and I don't really think that's the case. Okay, that makes sense now. Sorry about that. I'm struggling reading right now, y'all. Meanwhile, details of a secret plot by high-profile Democrats to replace Biden have emerged. And as Slate News reported, Democrats are planning to use Biden's poor performance during the first presidential debate to force him to step down. So that's why they're wanting him to debate, so that we can see how terrible he really is. But wouldn't that hurt Democrats to show that y'all been pushing this guy for months upon months upon months and lying to the American people about his health, but you want him to step down? So why would we trust you if you won't even be honest about what's going on here? They don't understand that, though. They're going to continue to lie and propagandize, and the majority of Americans don't believe in these lies and propaganda because we can literally see Biden. We hear him talk. We hear him slur words. We see him shuffling off. We see him sitting in chairs that aren't there. We see him looking lost. So, I mean, you can say that everything is great, but we don't really believe you because we can see it with our own eyes. Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer are reportedly planning to topple Biden before he can run for re-election. The first debate between Biden and Trump is scheduled for June 27th on CNN. Best believe I'm going to be covering that. But let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.